It has been a while since we squared off like this. This hasn't it, not so. Naruto-kun, Erza said. Naruto nodded in agreement and smiled. I was just a little kid back then. Today is gonna be different cause I'm taking the both of you down. Erza, Natsu said with a confidence. Well, we're not going to go easy on you. In fact, I have to go perfect armor for this occasion. And Naruto can also perceive fire nature, so this will be pretty fair fight. Erza said, beginning to equipped. Erza equipped into her Flame Empress armor. That Flame Empress armor, a good choice against fire magic. Makarov said. So now Natsu's flame will only have effective, Luki said. Come on, Erza, at least give a kid a fighting chance, Wakaba said. Put me down for Erza and Whiskers for the first round, Happy said. Tukana the a basket full of bets on who will win. You're betting against your own best friend, Lucy said. In disbelief. Why are you guys picking sides? I won't any of you lose? Lucy whined. Get into the spirit, Lucy, Grace said. Yeah, no one cares who bets on, Lizana said. Wow, Flame Empress armor and Fire Chakra nature, huh? Good news for me. I mean, I can turn up the heat as high as I want to. Not too excitedly said. Round 1 start. Makarov said. Natsuo immediately charged at his opponents. Both of them pulled out a kunai knife and got ready to fight when Erza swung her fire sword at Natsuo, who easily dodged it, and their three attacks on each other, dodging one after the other. Natsuo shot fire out of his mouth, aiming it at Naruto and Erza. Naruto quickly formed a hand sign and shot water out of his mouth to put out Natsu's fire. Water style water wave jutsu. Naruto shot while Erza invaded the fire attack. Natsu then continued to shoot fire out of his mouth. The audience cheer needed to back once in a while as Naruto and Erza kept dodging and evading Natsu's flame. Whoa, Lucy said in awe. Seeing it's a good fight, huh? Elfman said. This fight sucks, Grace said, disappointed. As the three were about to charge at each other, the awesome fight was short-lived and stopped by a loud clap. Cause the three stopped midway in their clash. Naruto and Urza and Natsu looked over to the see what's going on. This fight is over. May I have your attention, please? I have come on behalf of the Magic Council. Messenger Frog announced. Magic Council? Naruto narrowed his eyes. No way, Levi said in shock. Seriously, Jet added. Why would the council send her here? Joyce wondered. Am I only one who noticed she's a frog? Lucy shouted. As a result of Elsenworld incident, two members of your guild have been charged with 11 counts of property damage. Urza Scarlet and Naruto Uzumaki, you two are under arrest, she announced, shocking everyone, including Naruto and Urza. Huh? What? You're putting them under, what? Natsu said, and confused. Everyone in the guild said, everyone all unhappy and disappointed. This isn't fair. You guys let me out of here already, Natsu shouted from inside the glass. Natsu tried to calm down. Mira said, let me out, pretty please. Natsu begged. He was turned into a mini-sized lizard and kept in a little cup. You'll go in a rampage, Mira said. I'll go, I swear. I'll be good, I swear. Now, please just turn me back the way I was before. Natsu demanded. Mira leaned down and looked at Natsu. Lizana stood behind Mira. Have you a sad face on? Yeah, but Natsu-kun, the second we turn you back, run off to save Urza-san and Naruto-nichan, Lizana said. Mira nodded. Give me a break. I could care less what happens to her. Natsu protested. Even if you wanted to help them, it's not like we can face off the Magic Council, Gray said. But can't they just that Erza and Whiskers did what they had to do to save the guild masters from the bad guys and their evil death flute? Natsu snapped. If the Magic Council say you're guilty, then you're guilty. End of the story. They don't care what we have to say, Gray replied. I just don't get it. We've destroyed plenty of stuff in the past, and they didn't care. Or what is the big deal? Elfman said. I know it doesn't make any sense, Lucky said. It's like there's is some other reason for this, Lucy said, her head resting on the table, turning the side to Natsu, clenching his fist, frustration. Urza and Naruto walked down the hall on the floor bench on the Magic Council, escorted by a toad. They stopped whenever they saw the judges leaning on the pillar with his arm across on his chest, waiting for the two. Looking up at Naruto and Urza and smirked. Naruto narrowed his eyes, suspicious. Urza widened his eyes. Urza said in shock. The toad bowed down. It's been quite a while, Urza. Oh, and it's certainly is a pleasure to meet the famous fairy tale ninja. Greetings, Naruto scoffed. This guy doesn't suit well with me, Naruto scrawled. Seeing how Urza react, Urza tensed up. Please relax. I'm only here in spirit. Sending this projection from Urza. In fact, all of the reckoning face of the courtroom are protections, as well as we don't think it was necessary. As well, we didn't think it was necessary to be here for such a trivial matter. Naruto widened his eyes. A trivial matter? He said with confused. Urza narrowed her eyes. I see. You're here one of those who behind this face. You make me sick, Urza said with disgust. Naruto looked at her and back on Jellal, who walked over to the past two. Let be civil here. I've been here and snatched the fair for a fairy tale, but the elder are who worry who to blame. The clover destructions would fall into their laps, and only way to avoid that is the place to blame on someone else entirely. You two are special, Jellal explained. Naruto grinned his teeth angrily. Enough, Urza demanded. Naruto turned over to face him. Alright, buddy. I think you've said enough, Naruto warned, turning his head over to look at the man, giving him unhappy scowl. Just a friendly warning. In fact, it matters altogether. I wish to discuss with you, Jellal said, putting his hand on Urza's chin and his other on Naruto's shoulder, and leaned closer to Urza's ear. Don't let the word slip about you know what, for you and me, and for your ninja friend, Jellal warned. Naruto scoffed off. Jellal head off, back away. I must join my colleagues on the council. I see you two shortly on the other side, he said before fading away. Wow. You know, Some very important people, the toe croaked. Erza-chan, who was that? Naruto asked. Don't get yourself involved with him, Naruto-kun. He's evil, Erza warned. Naruto sighed. I worked very hard to get here, Erza. Do not stand in my way, Jellal said to himself. The courtroom with now comes in order, the toad announced while Naruto and Erza stood in the trial stand. Before us and this fan, Erza, Scarlet, and Naruto Uzumaki. Please take a stand, Miss Scarlet and Mr. Uzumaki. The toad said, This is wrong. We should be there. Testifying Lucy said, angrily standing up, but Lucy, sighed. We are not going to the court, Makarov stated. Lucy ran over to Makarov. Why not, master? We all know Naruto-kun and Erza are innocent. We can't just sit here and let them lock those two away, Lucy protested. Even if we let at this very second, there is no way we would make in there in time, Makarov pointed out, but Lucy began but stopped. Let me out. It's hard to breathe in here. Just let me out, Natsu demanded. You surely want to be out, Makarov asked. Natsu became silent and scratched his chin. Lucy, Gray, and Elvin looked at himself curiously. What's the matter? It seems you lost the fire in your belly, Makarov said, remaining silent for a while before shooting Natsu freely aimed. Instead of Natsu, it was Makov. It's Makov? Levi shouted. Everyone was shocked. That was you? Elfman, Lucy, and Loki shouted in shock. Markov got up and smiled sheepishly. Yeah, sorry guys, but I owe Natsu and Naruto a favor. Turning myself into a salamander, so that's why everybody would think I was him, Markov said. Flashback. Look everyone. My dad caught Natsu, Nichan, trying to sneak away, Romeo said, holding a transformed Markov in his hand while Natsu hid behind the tree bush. Here's your chance. I got ya covered. Now run, Romeo thought. Flashback ended. Do you know where he went? Lucy asked. Markov stuttered. Gray over with an irritated face to Markov. He went with Erza and Whiskers, didn't he? Gray guessed. Markov sighed and nodded. Yeah, afraid so. Markov said, You gotta be kidding me. That idiot will probably try to fight the whole council, Elfman shouted. Would everyone just calm down? We have no choice but to wait and see what happens, Makarov said. Ursa Scarlet and Naruto Uzumaki, you stand before the council to answer the charges standing from the innocent involved. The Dark Guild, Elzenworld, charge include the damage. According to the eyewitness reports, the are described a heavily armored female wizard and a blond man with whiskers wearing a long red cloak, carrying a scroll, wearing a headband, the judges said, before loud explosion just behind Naruto and Erza had been startling both teens as they both widened their eyes. I'm just great armor lady and ninja you old timers have been looking for. It just got a problem with the way me and my guild do things. Fight me, Natsu wearing a red long wings with a headband with a discordic symbol on it and a bucket of armor shouted. Naruto deadpanned while Erza started to blink. I am all powerful Erza and ninja. Natsu continued on, and he continued on and shooting out fire from his mouth, and the council members stared horrified at what Jellal watched and assuming